giving that plenty, weren't you?
Mate, I tell you, there's something about that. I tell you now. And you want to know something, Robert?
Yeah, go on.
You know what I'm really looking forward to?
What's that, mate?
Thursday. But we're not here for Thursday. But
Nah.
just that little intro there and giving it all of that and the actual big old sing-along. Mate, I'm gagging now for Thursday.
Yeah,
I really am.
Looking forward to it. Got the afternoon booked off of work, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Guys, please, thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, comment on, and share the stream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. Duke, match day 34 of 38. He's getting close to the finishing line now, mate, as far as the Premier League's concerned. Only 4 games left now, but sadly, that last one, so near yet so far.
Listen, you and I are in a chat, aren't we?
We are, yes. Mark?
And you know my feelings. Okay, you know my feelings, and we'll get there on this momentarily.
Back up.
Mark, don't. I know your feelings. I know his feelings on this. Sorry, I've got YouTube at the bottom underneath the screen. I've got YouTube down here, and I'm watching us right now, and I'm replying to the comments.
Isn't that off-putting?
No, well, it is because I'm looking down at the screen down here, and I saw Mark's comment. I'm gonna close it off because it's a little bit strange. It was because I saw Mark's comment on the YouTube rather than up here, and it was like. Stick the formation up and we'll go from there, Mr. Man. Okay, right. Because I've got a lot to say. I have got a lot to say, which makes a change, doesn't it? Look at you dicking around with a new... Listen, right, I need to have a word with... Is it Dan over at Turf Moorhouse?
Yes.
Turf Moorhouse, yeah. I need to have a little chat with Mr. Dan.
Why?
Because he's taking you to the next level, and I'm not quite sure I like it.
No, he's taken us to the next level, dude.
Right? No. I'm still fucking useless. Let's not mess around. Right?
Shut up, you tart.
Yeah, let's discuss this. I was actually about to ask you why is Lanzini playing left back then, and I realised that's the subs bench.
That's the subs bench, dear.
It's fine. I'm with you. At one point, I thought we had 14 players on the pitch. I was like, hang on a minute.
Fridge is watching him very excited, says Rebecca.
Yes. Fridge is obviously Becca and
the little girl,
daughter will be my goddaughter come. I want to say June the 3rd. Becca, I might be wrong. We had a discussion on Friday.
He's a bloke.
Hey, listen,
not very good with
we had a discussion Friday, but Saturday and Sunday has been since then, and most of Monday now. So you cannot blame me. I'm a man. It took me 12 years to remember Joe's birthday, mate.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, should I tell you this story? Should I tell you this story?
Listen, does it involve hippos?
It involves the wife.
Banging. Oh, it's July 3rd. Knickers, I was close. Go on, you start because my drink is all the way over there.
What?
I forgot to get it.
What? Go full screen with this and then sort of crack on.
Yeah, then I can shout.
Okay, you can disappear and get your beer because
no, it's not. No, it's not a beer. It's not a beer.
Really?
Listen, I'm not a pisshead.
All right. Okay. Well, look, I'll run through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So goalkeeper was Fabianski.
Yeah,
we deployed a back three centre backs: Cresswell left, Johnson right, Dawson central. We then had 4 in midfield. The wing backs left and right were Masuaku and Kufal respectively, with Noble and Soucek in the centre. Just slightly ahead of them were Fornals and Yarmolenko, with Ben Rama being the number 9. As for Chelsea, they were Mendy in goal, a back 3 again of Azpilicueta left, Chalobah right, and Silva central to them. The wing backs left and right were Alonso and Loftus-Cheek respectively. A little bit of a change of role for Loftus-Cheek. Jorginho and Conte were the 2 central mids. Mount was in the pocket with Werner and Havertz up top. Duke, what were your thoughts? He shuffled the pack at last. It's taken him 34 matches in the Premier League, but he shuffled the pack.
listen, right. I threw Twitter up quite late, actually, in the grand scheme of things, as I was running around changing channels and TVs in the pub. And as I was bringing Twitter up, Sky went bush with the lineup. And I looked at it, and there are several people in our chat that will quote me as to what I said. My exact words were, he's throwing this game away and prioritising Thursday. Those are my exact thoughts. Now,
and did that bother you?
Not in the slightest. Absolutely not. Listen, I made a comment downstairs earlier to someone because they came in and gave it a bit of Charlie Big Bollocks. And,
Chelsea fan?
No, Spud.
And
I was like, I don't know what your problem is. Listen, for me, it's almost so. Your top two are definite in obviously
evening, Kent.
Ken, I'll get to that. The next comment, I will get to it. Let me go full screen, Rob, because I'm reading comments before you had a chance to put them up. Let me go. Oh no, not me full screen. Get rid of that ugly face.
What?
There we go.
You said go full screen.
I'm going full screen on my TV, so then I just see the comment when you put it up. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah, the Spud came in and he gave it all the chat, and I was like, "Shut up, listen, right? Where are you, European wise? Right, shut up, dog shit." Now,
Dave.
Evening, Dave. My argument is, Rob, that top two are pretty much settled. It just depends on what way you're going.
Sorry, just before you go any further, Dave, how's your head?
Hangover.
He might have had one Sunday morning.
Go on,
he might
Dave.
have had one Sunday morning.
Go on, Dave. I might have had one as well. Yeah, Trudge, I'm not surprised, mate. I got a shock when he made me go full scared the shit out of me. I don't even like looking at myself in a mirror.
What, you mean like this?
So yeah, like top two, I will get this out in a minute. Top two, as and done, whatever way they finish is how they finish. I have to say, wasn't impressed with Liverpool yesterday.
And Dave, yes.
Then you've got third and fourth and fifth, which very well could be interchangeable. I mean, Chelsea did themselves a huge favour yesterday. Arsenal have found a bit of form, which frustrates me a little bit, and then obviously Spurs, which it could go anyway. That third, fourth, fifth could go anywhere. Yeah, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I believe, my opinion, is now between us and United. I know Wolves are there or thereabouts. I know Leicester could still be there or thereabouts. But for me, sixth and seventh. Hang on, these things. I have pictures from the end of Saturday. The boxing, or
do they involve His Royal Highness?
No. I was suited and booted, Rob. I was playing DJ after the fight as well.
Get you.
It was good evening. And then so then I feel that sixth and seventh is between us and United now. My opinion, I might be, other people might disagree or whatever, but I feel that Wolves aren't going to be there. I know we've got a couple of great. I've got a couple of we've got a couple of difficult games, and Wolves. I don't know. I've not looked at this, but I feel that between us and United is.
I can tell you. Never let it be said I'm not prepared.
Right.
Wolves have got
go on.
City at Molineux.
Done.
They've also that one's yet to be arranged though.
Right.
They've got
next week.
Home match against Brighton, away match against Chelsea, home match against Norwich. So in other words, 3 points. But an away match against Liverpool to finish.
So they've got Liverpool, Chelsea, and City in their last 5.
Yes.
Brighton, that's not easy. Norwich, sorry, Elliot, if you're watching.
Yeah, it's 3 points.
Right, okay. So yeah, they've got a difficult run in. We've still got Arsenal in there as well. We've still got City in there as well. So we've got 2 of 4 that are quite difficult. All right. I still reckon it's between us and United for 7th. And 6th, right? So when I saw this lineup go out yesterday, I wasn't concerned, Rob. It didn't bother me in the slightest. I kind of, as I think it was Lucas or maybe Kieran in the chat that said that I they were in agreement with me that they felt this was a giveaway as far as we were concerned.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pissed off, Rob.
Are you?
Right? You put it in the chat that we made 6. I think it was you. There's a lot of people in the chat.
There is, yes. It does get a bit crowded.
We made 6 changes.
Yep.
To our starting lineup, and we were good for a point. We were really, really good for a point. They defended like nobody's business. I thought Noble was captain fantastic. He literally, for me, he set the tempo in that defensive portion of the game. Now, Dawson was, in my opinion, my man of the match again, regardless of what I feel happened with the penalty, which let's wait. I have to say I was a bit miffed when I saw Mass, and I was like, oh, whatever, crack on, don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. No, I'll be honest, at that point, I didn't care. It was what it was, and I was hoping he might be able to reissue a left-footed banger like he scored
in the last
at the London Stadium.
Yeah.
Wasn't to be. Didn't bother me. Right. So for me, I was quite happy with that. I looked at their lineup and went, well, what else did you expect? You know, I mean, I'm looking at Werner, and Werner is impressive at the minute.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
You know, Mount is very, very good.
Yep, agreed.
Basically, I've just received one of the pictures. It was me asleep on the floor, ignoring everyone banging on my door because they wanted to come back in. So I just laid on the floor. Joe and Grace were over at the kebab shop, so I just decided to lay down and maybe have a kip on the floor. I didn't care at that point. That's the picture she's got. I don't care. So.
Had you had a couple of light ales by this stage?
No, I had 2. I'll be honest, I had 2.
2.
That's why I took another 3 upstairs when we went upstairs, mate. I weren't done. What was your thoughts? What's that?
When I saw the starting lineup,
where was you?
Do you know, it was weird because I was shocked. I didn't expect him to rotate because let's be completely honest about it. Well, let's be honest about it. He hasn't done it really at any other stage when we've expected him to, has he? We've gone into games ahead of the quarterfinal, ahead of other cup games in the FA Cup. And we've all been sitting there going, surely he's got to rotate it this time. Surely we've got an important game a couple of days later. We've got injuries, we've got suspensions, whatever it is. And he hasn't really shuffled the pack that much. We turn up yesterday, we're in the middle of a bit of an injury crisis, it has to be said, defensively. And I saw the team line up and I went, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that at all. I mean, there was no Rice, there was no Lanzini, there was no Bowen. It was really, and no Antonio, obviously, and really surprising. Really surprised me. It was one of those where I sort of like I kind of did sort of look at it and go, yeah, he's prioritizing Thursday, and I haven't got a problem with that. I really haven't, because if we can get a decent result and have one, when I say decent, I'm talking maybe like even, who knows, maybe a 3-0 home win against Frankfurt. If the wind at our backs, that would be 1 foot in the final then, and that's one game from from Champions League football potentially. Do you know what I mean?
And I didn't let her in. So she lives 5 minutes up the road. The amount of time she spent banging on her door getting to use the toilet, she could have walked home and used her own. Listen, right?
But I had no problem with the rotation in and of itself. I could sit there and maybe say, oh, would I have played Mass? Would I have done this? Would I have done that? But I can understand what he was trying to do. He's protecting players, important players like Rice, like Antonio, like Bowen, like Lanzini, you know, ahead of, let's be completely honest, it's our biggest game for Well, I would say Thursday night is our biggest game since the FA Cup final in 2006.
All right, let me ask you this then. You were saying a minute ago. Good evening, Peter.
Hey, Pete.
I've got a face to the name now rather than Pez dispensers. It's great. I have to say, let me ask you. That was good.
Yep.
With all the shuffling and the rotation that you said he hasn't done, so you're very surprised that he did this time round. This game is bigger than anything that has come before it. You would agree with that, right?
100%.
So then this is why I feel he has to. This is why he felt the need to rotate. You know, we listen. We're in a situation where Dawson has found himself sent off, and we're now going to be missing him for the next. We're going to be
the Arsenal game.
Missing him for the. Well, is it only one game or is it 3?
No, my understanding is because it wasn't violent or dangerous play. It was a professional foul. It's a 1-game ban.
I will come back to that. Okay, so it's only 1 game. Okay, I can deal with that.
I'm fairly sure that I'm right there.
But Rob, come on, right? We are in a situation now where we go to the London Stadium on Thursday against Frankfurt, knowing that when we come out the other side of that, we have no centre backs.
You say that.
I say that, but I know there's a possibility that I hope you ain't talking about Abby. That being said, I know from watching other, there are other YouTube channels available. I'm watching one of them, something about that.
And give them a subscribe.
That Zuma is on his way back. You're not as tall either, Happy, but we'll leave that alone. And to be fair, she does look good for her age.
Yeah. You know,
it's being away from the sun. She's not as close to the sun as we are, so it doesn't. You know what I mean? She started this, Rob. It had nothing to do with me.
I'm staying out of it.
I might have started it actually.
I was going to say, yeah, I think you probably.
Are you working Thursday or are you?
I'm working half a day.
What time you finish?
It's scheduled to be 1:15 that I think I'm home by.
I'm finishing at 3. I will be on the train or DLR by 30:30. Just so you know. So yeah, I'd make him right. This, like you said, there it's our biggest game since the FA Cup final. I would honestly say it's one of the biggest games in the history of our club. I don't say that with any reservations. I don't say that mockingly in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. The fact that I get to share this experience with obviously yourself, cheers, that. Very wonderful to hear you say that. Let's see you write it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get to share this experience obviously with family. You know, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, big West Ham fans. Maybe not so much my sister-in-law, but through my brother, she's learning.
Yeah.
Same as Joe, she's learning. Her family are Arsenal. She's coming this way now. Now, yeah, I'd say without any shame that this is one of the biggest games in our history of our club. Certainly one of the biggest that obviously you and I are going to experience with memories.
European semi-final?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't alive for the I wasn't alive. I wasn't old enough to remember 1980. I was 18 months old. You were 26. You need to find the new one. See if you can get Dan to make you an emoji that does that for you. You can just click a video and it does it. Oh, he probably could. He's watching and go, hang on a minute, I've got an idea. So
it's before 9 o'clock. I probably can't swear, can I?
So I make him completely and utterly right. Okay. And he very, very nearly got it very, very right.
It was one of those performances where we dug in for 90 minutes. Let's be honest about it. It was, by the time that obviously the ball hit the back of our net, 90 minutes were up, and we was into what Michael Oliver added on at the end, which I wish wasn't as much as long as it was, but it is what it is. It's kind of like, do you remember last season when we went to the Etihad and we lost 2-1? But everybody came away from that, despite the defeat, with a little bit of a sense of pride that, okay, the result didn't go our way, and offensively, we didn't really offer that much.
Well, that was the same as the start of this season. This season? No.
Hey, Pat.
Yes. No. Last season, you're right. But also the game at the Etihad this season, when obviously Tuchel was sent off. I'd say the same thing there.
Yeah.
Same as United in the Cup, Rob. We went to these places. We turned up. I thought we played well enough, etc., etc.
Man United earlier this season, 0-0, wasn't it? And then Ryan Fredericks loses the ball.
Yeah, and listen, shit happens, and it's annoying. It's frustrating. What I do want, I want to cover just a couple of things in this, to be fair, because you messaged me yesterday and said what time we're going live. I said 8 o'clock. I'll calm down, buddy. I'm still pissed off. I'm still fuming. Yeah. Okay. I get. Let's fast forward to the end of the game, because Chelsea had chances, we had chances, but it wasn't. I think playoff finals do count as an important game, because obviously they are considered to be the richest game in English British football. There's more money involved in winning the playoff final as a one-stroke than winning the Champions League.
Yes,
final.
agreed.
All right, the games that come before that in the Champions League build that money to there, but as a one-off, bang. There's more money involved in that. So they are important. They are very important. And obviously we had 3. Yeah. Blackpool,
Preston and Palace, yeah.
Yeah. So we've had 3, and each one is like, if you had to pick big games, you pick this one, you pick the FA Cup final in 80 and 16, you 75, 66, the Cup Winners' Cup, all of those. But because this is, and I say that this is probably more important than the Frankfurt game previous. This is probably more important than the. I actually go as far as say this is probably more important than the FA Cup in 16 and the FA Cup in 80 to a degree. Definitely a bigger game than that. The reason being is because we have waited so fucking long for any kind of proper silverware. That makes this game very, very important.
I'd also add into that, if I may, the fact that this has Champions League qualification attached to it. Everything else you've mentioned, important though it was, 1976 when we went into that final against Anderlecht, if we'd have won it, we wouldn't have qualified. That wouldn't have, in that era, that didn't allow you entry into the European Cup, did it?
Well,
whereas this does.
Listen, and I know there's one man in the chat that's definitely going to agree with what I'm about to say. There are, and I believe that you may well, as well, but I think Kent will definitely, and 110%, I think, back me up anyway. There are too many kids these days, youngsters, probably not our age.
Our kids' age? That's
I'd actually go as far to say even 23, 24. I still consider them kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm an old bastard. But
Same.
but too many youngsters today put the emphasis on top 4 finish and qualifying for Champions League. They would rather there are a lot
Ahead
of
of the
youngsters
FA
out
Cup,
there
say.
right now. Yeah, all day long, right? For
Yep.
me, trophies mean more to me than top 4 finish. I'm sorry. I'd rather take the FA Cup than finish 4th in the Premier League.
But I think the winners of the FA Cup get 5 million or something like that for winning it.
Regardless.
I know what you're saying.
If I was a player, I'd want that medal.
Yeah,
you don't get medals or
disagree.
trophies for finishing 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
Yeah.
I get Champions League football is where players want to be. Blah, 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 blah. But for me, it's all about trophies. It's all about trophies. You know, I was 18 months when we won the last major trophy. Forget the Inter Bob or a playoff trophy. You know what I mean? The last major trophy that we won was obviously the FA Cup in 80. Now, I'm bored of now saying that. Do you know what I mean? It's now. That hurts. I'm bored of having Spuds and I'm bored of having United and Gooners and Chelsea. You know, honestly, right? I don't want Liverpool to win the league.
Ooh, okay.
I like Liverpool as a side. I like the fact that their owners own my baseball team, whatever, right?
But
their fans, my God, Rob, you won't hear the end of it, right? It's the same as if Tottenham finished above
Jamie
Arsenal.
Carragher.
Right? You won't hear the end of it. I'm sorry. It does my brain in, right? So I'd rather see City. Yeah, no, I don't like. I don't mind Liverpool happy. Like I'll be honest with you. I prefer Man City's fan base. No, see, Paul.
But that's probably because I'm not being funny.
Gibberish, he doesn't give it all that self-entitlement.
But you'll probably
That's how
find
Liverpool fans come across.
A lot of that is probably because it's not that long ago that Manchester City fans were watching their team play against Rochdale in the 3rd tier of English football.
Yep, bastards.
Whereas Liverpool, last time they occupied the 2nd tier, I think was 1958.
Yeah, I mean this, but it's that air of entitlement, right? It's that, hey, listen, I've got Joey. I've got a lot of blues.
So you started something now. I knew you would.
No, I'll tell you what. He's the one that I'll tell you what. Out of all the Liverpool fans I've ever met, him and my cousin John, right?
Yeah.
They don't have an air of entitlement about them, but most Liverpool fans do, right? This whole, you know, European supremacy and all this stuff. I can't. I listen until and all. Yeah, if you go back to City, you said it yourself. Their fans went to Rochdale in their droves. They went to Main Road when they were in the old 3rd tier. It breaks my heart.
Main Road.
But they went in their droves of 34,000 for a Division 3 man.
I know the lyrics, Mark. That's good. That's good. A little bit of George Benson. It was George Benson, wasn't it?
No, that's Whitney Houston.
No. George Benson did it first.
All right, well, it's the same bloody song, isn't it? It just shows
It's the
how
same
much older
song,
you
but
are.
Whitney Houston covered it.
It just shows how much older you are. There it comes.
It's still not 9 o'clock. I still can't tell him to go away. Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for Liverpool, for City fans. Blue Moston on Twitter is there's a lot of mutual respect between our fan bases, City and ours. You know, City went through. I think they obviously also understand. That's true. Yes, I'll give you that. Skaskev is very much one of those. True. Most of them.
Couldn't possibly comment.
Now,
Hey, calm down, Walshy. Calm down.
There's a lot of mutual respect between both sets of fan bases, and they obviously understand. We are a huge club. I know we have
Joey.
Cheers, Joe. I know we have the joke of we're massive, but we have a massive fan base. Same as City, and they obviously understand what it's like to go through that absolute bullshit period of winning nothing and still supporting your club, being there week in, week out. Jimmy Fallon I think I've used this analogy before, mate. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, happy. Oh, she's gone studs up there. She's gone studs up on him.
She's slapping that Chelsea fan back in his place. Did you see that?
Where's Michael Oliver when you need him?
Jimmy Fallon in the film Fever Pitch, or it's not, is it? It's based on Fever Pitch,
right?
The Nick Hornby book.
Yeah, the
book
about the season that Arsenal won the league at Anfield, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they made that into a baseball movie back in 2004, and they actually followed the Red Sox through the 2004 season with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. Yeah. And basically, as they were filming it throughout the entire season, the season progressed, and the Red Sox won it for the first time in 86 years. They won the whole shebang whilst they were filming it. You couldn't have actually written the story around it any better than them actually winning it. And in it, he starts a relationship with Drew Barrymore's character. He's a season ticket holder, and he's there every night. And now, bearing in mind that they play 162 games between April and October, end of September, beginning of October. That's just their regular season. Stop it. Stop. God damn it. These children. And so he's there every night. Walshy. And she gets to hunt with him going every night. So he misses one game for her, and it turns out it's the best game of the season, best game in years. They came from behind to beat the Yankees, Red Sox, Yankees, West Ham, Millwall. And what they did was, one of his comments is, she asks him about, why he's always there. And he turns around and says, if you've never given yourself up to something and been in love with something and given your all to something that you have no control over, you can't help but do it. That's us. Stop. Why are people picking on me? Try and hit a round ball with a round bat that's coming at you at 104 mile an hour. I'll leave that.
I think Joey's agreeing with you.
Possibly. He's either that or he's taking the piss, because that's what they do in the dugout. Yeah. It's very difficult to do that. Now, and that's what, as West Ham fans and City fans to a degree, that's what we're like. Yes, you know it. The vicar is a Millwall fan, Rob. I'm going to be going to the wedding in the christening in my West Ham tie.
Careful the holy water. He might substitute it for petrol when he throws it on you.
He might get punched in the nose and all. We've given ourselves up for too long now, for nothing in the great.
There you go.
Hey, he's a Braves man.
There you go.
Braves man. Joey, find me on Twitter. At Hammers Duke, we'll have a little chat about baseball. Might even start one of these up for baseball. Not a great start for the Red Sox this season. I'm gonna lie. Yeah, Rob, do you like my t-shirt in the background? Looks good up there, doesn't it?
Very good. That's the fourth one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't fit me at the minute because I've put on a significant amount of weight since I've joined this pub, and I need to stop.
It's all the locals coming in and buying you.
Millwall. So we've given ourselves up. It's about time we won something, which is why I feel that this is. Stop it! This is why this is what I consider to be our biggest game. So I'm making right for the changes. That's where I was. That whole story led me back to that point.
I was going to say, you did kind of go off on a tangent, and you've ended up sort of going down the road via Milton Keynes.
Yes, but listen, I got there. I'll make him right for the changes. It's them two burgers at me that I ate at the Burnley game. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
There's more than two.
It was two.
Really?
27 pints that I had. There might have been a problem.
All right. Yeah. That's probably more like it.
So yeah, I mean, listen, we're in a situation now where we're not gonna qualify for Champions League via the traditional route. I'd rather have a trophy at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're seventh. Seventh will get us Europa League. Is that right?
Conference League.
Conference League. That's what I meant.
Conference League. We finish
Europa
seventh.
Conference
Win.
League.
Yeah, if we don't win
This.
Europa League,
Yeah.
but we finish seventh, we get Conference League.
So
Which
then-
I'm not being funny. I'm not going to turn my nose up at.
No. It's a European competition once again. All right, it might not be the one that Deck wants to play in, and all this. Let's announce that Declan Rice isn't signing contract is, I think, trying to take deflection away from whatever it is that the Bandits are doing at the club at the minute. I'm going to hurt her in a minute.
Wait till Thursday. She'll keep.
I'm going to bury her. So
I'll tell you what. Careful, mate. She's only little. She'll go in low.
Bite me ankles. Oh, she'll actually butt me in the nuts. She's
I was going to
small.
say that's probably more like it.
Yeah. So, but back to yesterday. Explain to me the double jeopardy rule, Rob, because I'm pissed off.
Right. Why he got sent off was because he made no attempt to play the ball.
Double jeopardy. Can't be punished twice for the same problem.
No, you can.
No, you can't.
No, you can.
I'm telling you no.
No, I'm telling you you're wrong.
And I'm telling you you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine. But
both opinions.
You can be. No, I've read the law on it. Trust me. If he made a genuine attempt to play the ball, then it wouldn't have been a red card because he made no attempt to play the ball and he's played the player. It's a red.
Did he play the player though?
Of course he did. He made no attempt to get the ball. He made no attempt to get the ball.
Where did the initial contact make place, Robert?
Troj, there was. It's not a question of intent to injure or anything like that, but exactly what Mark says. It's for accidental fouls. You get away with it if it's a complete and total accident. If there was no attempt to play the ball, and let's be honest, there wasn't, it's a red. Case closed. I don't like it.
Do you think?
But there it is.
Do you think he went down far too easily?
Probably.
Do you think he went down and made an absolute fucking mill of
that's
the fact that
modern
the
football?
The initial contact, Rob, the initial, if you say by a foul, is that where the contact was initiated. That started outside the box, Rob.
Carried on inside, though.
No, it didn't. It didn't, because if you watch, he lets go of him. No, he wasn't, Pat. If you watch it back, and I've watched it about 47 times in the last 24 hours, he actually lets go of his arm outside of the box. Literally half an inch off of that white line. He lets go of his arm because he does this as Lukaku goes into the area.
Can I ask you, be honest,
yeah.
If that was at the other end and that was Thiago Silva on Said Benrahma, you're screaming for a penalty, aren't you?
I'll be stabbing
and you're screaming for a red card
for diving.
Behave yourself.
Right?
In the 90th minute or the 88th minute.
Listen, I honestly, there you go. No, listen, Joey, I'm not saying that you listen, I don't blame him for going down. What I will say is that initiated outside the box. The contact between the two players stopped outside of the box, and he went down inside the box. He actually threw himself backwards after the contact was released. He had hold of him. I'm not going to say he didn't. He let go and puts his arms up. As his arms are here, Lukaku has this arm back and then throws himself backwards to look like he's been tugged harder than what it was. Okay. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. I don't think it was a penalty because it started outside the box. It ended outside the box, and he threw himself to the ground once he was inside the box. Watch it again. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind if like people come at me with that. That's fine. It was stupid by. Yeah, I think it was a free kick outside the box. I'm not saying it wasn't. And then if he wants to send the player off, that's fine. But the contact initiated and ended outside of the box. Now, it doesn't matter about the penalty per se in the grand scheme of things, because the dickhead missed it. And it was, as I said yesterday to a couple of Chelsea fans that were in the pub, it was just a matter of time before, with that stupid fucking run up, hop, skip, jump bullshit that he does, it was a matter of time before he missed one. And if you watch it again, normally what he does is he looks at the ball, does the skip, then looks up and puts it in the opposite corner to where the goalkeeper dived. Didn't do that yesterday. He got the whole
Battle
run
of
up
Wills,
wrong.
would it? Fab knew what he was up to.
But he got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because he looked up and looked at the corner of the goal before Fab dived. Because he got the whole run up, the skip, the jump, whatever you want to call it. He got it wrong. His timing was wrong. And basically he didn't give Fabianski the eyes as such. Yep. He looked where he was putting it and Fabianski went, cheers, mate. And saved it.
He could have undone his gloves, threw them down on the floor, and he'd have still stopped it.
Yeah, he could have done his Adrian and taken them off. I don't think it was a pen. If by then you want to go, I don't think it was a pen. But I think it's. Pardon me.
I disagree. I think it was.
I agree with the red card then, because I was disagreeing with the red card because of the double jeopardy. You've explained that to me. That's fine. I hold my hands up. I didn't understand that, and that's fine. I'll accept the red. I don't think it was a penalty. However, I say the contact initiated outside of the box. It ended outside of the box, and therefore I don't think it should have been a penalty.
I'm not convinced on that, but we'll park that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But in the grand scheme of things, Rob, it didn't matter. Because without
did
that
you
red
think
card,
when Fab saved that penalty, did you think we've got the point in the bag?
What's the time, Rob? It's still 10-2. I can't say it.
I
called him a massive.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I called him a massive C as I punched my bar, Jorginho.
Oh, okay. A massive Chelsea.
Joey, can I ask you a question, please? As a Chelsea fan in our chat. As I said this in preview, Rob, didn't I? I said this in the preview. There are too many Chelsea fans out there that are fucking embarrassing when it comes to their attitude around Declan Rice.
Oh,
Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. Yeah. Joey, as a Chelsea fan in the chat, let me know your opinions on the three of them. Where do you think Declan Rice ranks alongside those two? Is he better than those two? Does he sit in the middle between Kante and Jorginho? Is he worse than both of those? Tell me what you think, because I hear a lot of bullshit. It winds me up. But it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, Rob, because even with the free kick and him being the last man, rather, he's not on the pitch to.
There you go. There's your answer.
Good man.
And that was what I was going to say. I think Kante's not the player he was 2-3 years ago.
I'll be honest with you, he still looked good though yesterday.
Not saying he's a pub player, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Driving runs. He's driving runs in the way he carried, and he did carry their midfield. Right, Andy, scrap that, park that, please, Gatesy, and start that for me. I'll come back to that in a minute.
I will.
Okay, because I may well have conspiracy theoried it.
Prime Kante was
when he was
unbelievable.
At Leicester. I think he started his decline once he joined Chelsea. Sorry.
But then he went to Chelsea in 2016 after they won the.
Yeah, I think that's the way they used him to start with. I think that's why he declined, and his influence on the game started to wane because of the way Chelsea used him initially.
Don't know. So maybe in the last year or so, I'd go along with that. But up
Um,
until that point, possibly not.
But yeah, I mean, listen, Dawson's not on the pitch. The ball
Mm.
comes in, and as Mark just said, they're very naive in the last few minutes of the game. We've
Do you
done
think it was tiredness?
everything. Mate, I don't think it was. I think we've done everything right up until that point. I think, you know, Dawson, as someone put there, blocked 99.9% of
He
the
was
shots.
ridiculous, wasn't he?
As my man of the match.
Even despite
And
giving away a penalty and a red card.
Even despite a penalty that shouldn't have been and a definite red card.
Yeah,
I'll give that.
I agree.
Love that. That was amazing. I'll come back to
that.
that.
That was brilliant. I love socks off at that.
Now, you know, we just didn't defend in those last couple of minutes as we had done the entire game. And I think that's what pissed me off more than anything else, was that we let ourselves down. But, and it is a but, it doesn't matter. I went into that game agreeing with what I felt Moyes was doing, i.e., giving the game away as such, because park it, star it, come back to it. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Andy. I saw that. I saw comments to that effect. I don't know. If I didn't see it, I can't make that comment. I was too busy still cheering Jorginho's missed penalty. There you go. And that's fine.
The thing is that if the on-field official gives it as a penalty, and if the VAR has looked at it X amount of times and said, I can't find anything that contradicts your on-field decision, then it's a penalty.
That's fine. That's fine. I listen. I felt it was wrong. Others didn't, and that's fine. I'm not going to, you know.
And Charlie makes a great point. He gets a rest between Frankfurt games.
Listen.
So it could be a blessing in disguise.
What
perhaps.
I will say is, I think Moyes got one thing wrong.
Okay.
And it wouldn't have been, was it Lanzini for Benrahma? It would have been Antonio. I felt what we lacked was a hold up. Was a player holding the ball up, or at least giving Chelsea something.
We couldn't
to
keep
think
hold
about.
of it up top, could we?
It weren't even that, mate. We didn't have anyone up there to try and keep hold of it at the top. The ball and listen, Benrahma, as much as little as he did again, other than, you know, try and break down and pass it into the goal.
I thought there was a couple of moments in the first half where he looked like he was being busy.
Yeah, he looked busy, but then, you know,
his decision making was
his footballing intelligence, Rob.
Yes, I know.
I'll be honest with you. Listen, he looked busy, doing very little. I used to have a little ginger fella that used to work for me at my old pub that was very, very good at that. You can tell him I said that if you want. But listen, I'm pissed off because I felt we could have got a point out of it.
Yeah.
But if I bring myself down a couple of notches and go to where I was at the start of the game and understanding that it was a giveaway game, top 7 is pretty much where we're going to be this season if, you know, everything goes to plan. Wolves are there. Good evening, Tom. It didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, what does it matter? It doesn't. So I've come down a little bit. I'm still a bit pissed off about the penalty or the red, if you want. But
the penalty wasn't what cost us the game, was it?
No, it wasn't. And you know,
you could argue maybe the red did.
Yeah, I think
as
the red did
was mentioned earlier, I think it was Pat where he's
Declan.
He makes the point that Deck didn't close down Pulisic for the goal.
Wouldn't have had to if Dawson was on the pitch, more than likely. You know what I mean? So
it's red that's hurt us more than the pen. The pen
it is
irrelevant.
And you know what? If that moment doesn't happen, then it's just one of them. But grand scheme of things, listen. Other than making the mistake of Three Popal on the
Free
sofa.
Popal.
Three Popal on the sofa.
Or Free Popes. I don't
Three
know.
Popes on the sofa. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Is one of them Nick Pope?
Um,
And there is two popes, isn't there? Because you had one that retired, which was really weird. I think he's still alive.
what are we talking about here? Are we talking about
Popes.
footballers or the Pope?
There's two popes technically.
Here's the team that are going to finish 8th for this season. It's good to see you, Chris. Nice of you to join us.
Evening, Chris. Hope you're well, mate.
Fans of my third favourite team. You know what?
No. I'm not having that. You must have ranked us above Villa. Come on. Now, or is he talking about Scunthorpe?
Now, I do believe someone mentioned in the chat earlier. I think it was Happy that turned around and said, "How good would it be if Burnley send Everton there?"
Thank you, Chris, and likewise to you guys.
Who they got?
They got Roma. Was it Roma? No, hang on. Was it Roma? It is Roma, isn't it, Chris? I'm sure it's Roma.
Oh, that's a bastard tie.
Mourinho.
That's horrible tie.
I'm fairly sure it was Roma.
If that is who they've got, I mean, that's you. That's very difficult. That's a difficult tie for Leicester. That's a very difficult tie for Leicester. The way he's got, the way Mourinho. I know they didn't do very well against Bodo Glimt away, but Tammy Abraham is flying there at the minute.
They played them. They played Bodo Glimt in the group stage as well, didn't they? And then they played them again.
Yeah, no, it was the group stage that they lost away from home when it got like spanked. Was it 4-1 or something stupid? Bodo Glimt beat Roma.
I know in the group stage it was something stupid like 6-1 or something like that.
6-1, yeah, that's right, yeah. But no, I mean, if we may go back to Mr. Miles's two comments.
Okay, right, okay. Comment numero uno.
I screamed this, Rob, from the rooftop of my pub so loudly that I'm pretty sure most of Lewisham heard me on Saturday evening, especially after the Liverpool game. Because I'm telling you now, right, and again, I don't care whether people have a different opinion of me, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I personally think for the Gordon booking, when he went down in the box, there was contact.
I'm convinced there was contact. I agree with you.
He has no reason to go down otherwise, Rob. The defender is behind him or coming across him, behind him, across him. Yep. There is no reason for him to go down when he's essentially through on goal for a shot. Now,
agreed.
Now, I screamed that the FA are doing everything in their power to ensure that the top six.
It's not the FA, it'll be the Premier League.
Premier League, sorry, are wanting the top six to be the top six.
Of course they do.
They don't want them running out and going, "We're going to do our own league again, see you later." Sky Sports are also part of that situation as far as I'm concerned.
I'd agree they're complicit.
Liverpool were given one yesterday because I felt that was a penalty. I also think I'd like to give a round of applause to Doucouré of Everton for absolutely smashing the shit out of Fabinho when Fabinho refused to put the ball out of play because Richarlison was laying on the floor for about 75 seconds. Because I would have done exactly the same thing and swept the prick's legs out from behind him. Because there seems to be. I get it's a derby. I get it's a big game in Liverpool season. Okay. But there's also a matter of respect between professionals. And if that player is laying on the floor, if it's for, you go 10, 15 seconds, okay? If that player doesn't get up, you have to reevaluate your thinking that, is he actually injured, right? As a West Ham fan, I see Di Canio catching a ball from across because he knows that goalkeeper is injured, okay?
Agreed.
I wouldn't want our team to score a goal, no matter how important in the grand scheme of things, i.e. Liverpool still being in the title race, okay, on the back of a lack of sportsmanship. All right. I'm not saying that Richarlison was dying on the pitch, a la Christian Eriksen. I still don't know how that man is as fucking good as he is when back in July last year, he was dead for 7 minutes. And essentially, if that was any one of us, we'd be in a box by now. Okay, that man is an absolute superhuman. But if you score a goal off the back of a player like that being injured on a pitch, for me, there's no need for it. You like being spanked happy.
She enjoys it.
She does. Pays for it normally. Buys me a couple of beers anyway, at least.
Well, I was going to say, I don't remember her paying me.
Tom, can you imagine? Woo! Can you imagine? Right? But I just want to say that the whole
Liverpool or City,
theory,
I've got no preference, to be honest.
City, please, because you're never really the end of it otherwise. What's the matter with her? Don't you start. Where am I? I've lost train of thought because Happy being spanked. And Becca saying, "Is that what that noise is?" I just feel that there is a it won't cause issues. Bring them on. I just think that there is a conspiracy theory in there. I really do think that the Sky Sports and the Premier League don't want that top six to be any different. Little old West Ham trying to break into that. They had enough of Leicester doing it a few years ago.
They don't want it, but do you honestly think that they would maybe encourage refs to maybe sort of err on their side?
Can you tell me if
I love a conspiracy theory.
If that had been... If that penalty had been at the other end, Rob, i.e. Mane going down like Gordon did, is a penalty given at
the Kop end? Yeah, of course it is. We know it is.
But why is that right?
I'm not going to necessarily say that that's because the Premier League have sort of whispered in. Who was the referee at Anfield yesterday? It was Stuart Atwell, wasn't it? Stuart Atwell. I don't for 1 minute believe that
the fact
Premier
that it went
League...
to the AR as well, though, Rob, and VAR went, nah. I don't get it. I don't get it. I watched it back on two replays and went, that's a scared.
I think they're scared of the top six clubs.
They're scared of them
like
walking
when
away,
Fergie
so they're going to get beneficial actions, Rob. There's whether that is...
Yeah, but I don't think that that's because the Premier League have sort of said to Stuart Atwell, if you see a penalty, if you see a Everton player going down in the box and it's not a stone waller, don't give it. I don't believe that for one moment.
No, I don't mean that. But it's in the back of the referee's mind that there's probably, of course there's an unconscious bias in the top six. Of course there is. Unless it's, and unlike Leicester, unless it's unless it's done in such a way like Leicester did it, i.e. there's no denying Leicester in the way that they'd done it. They won more games fair and square without cheating or going to groundies or anything else. They actually just outscored their opponents to win games without using, devious or dark, however you want to put it. So that's the only way. That's the only way that there's going to be. I like the fact that his name's now CHEWHU Wonder. I'm going to call him that from now on. So yeah, I just think there is that. It's an unconscious bias, Rob. I feel.
Yeah.
I get no. See, I'm not saying, Charlie, that the ball has to be kicked out every time someone goes down injured. But if a player's down on the floor for, let's say, more than 15 to 20 seconds, with everyone ignoring them, i.e., get up, knobhead, that punch them both in the jaw. That then there might be a serious problem. I'm not saying kick it out the second he's laying on the floor, but if you're going, 20 seconds along and they're still laying on the floor holding a certain part of their body, then then that's up to you as a player I just don't think it's right. Now, Patrick!
Neither have I, Pat. Neither have I. It just doesn't happen that often.
Seriously. Listen, what happened last time in the preview for this game, right? We're not going down that rabbit hole. Let's stay away from that shit, please. Because what happened last time, we ended up with sex toys on the screen.
Well, that was your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault. That was Paul and Becca's fault. That was Paul and Becca's fault.
Oh, right. So so was it Paul and Becca that sent me all them photographs on WhatsApp?
They bought it up.
Well, you didn't have to send me the photographs. That scarred me.
Them.
No, I didn't. Go back and watch.
Now.
I can call you a bastard now.
You can. It's after 9 o'clock. It's all good. I think we were done by that. Okay, the powers that be. I do believe that there was a little.
I agree that the Premier League don't want the non-top 6 club.
I don't think Europe want any of us 4 teams that are left in Europe.
They don't want Wolves in the Champions League. They don't want West Ham in the Champions League. They don't want Leicester in the Champions League. They would rather Man United
for them, of course, because more money coming from Asia and Africa and these countries that are because they follow the big 6.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you look at how big Manchester United are across Asia. Look how big Chelsea are across Asia, especially China, where after what was his name, Oscar Pistorius went from Chelsea to Shanghai Guangzhou or whatever they were called. He took his stumps over there. Literally retired early, didn't he? Bless him. But you look at those, and they are. You know what? I got asked yesterday why he was being booed. It's what happens when you drink.
Marcos Alonso?
Yeah, it's what happens when you wasn't what happens when you drink drive and something happens before you end up on loan at Bolton. Allegedly. Well, allegedly, he did it, didn't he? I don't know.
I was going to say he was convicted, so it's not an allegation, it's proven.
You can kill someone and you can't kick a cat. Just want to say that. Anyway. Yeah. They don't want to stare. There is a big bias. I honestly don't think that UEFA want us to win the Europa League, to be honest with you. Especially after that sending off that was, Cresswell's. I'm very much... I don't agree with that one. But again, I'd like to think. Are they? Hey, Russie B, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. I'm looking forward to. Is it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? Is it tonight?
I've just realised he's got it's 9 o'clock tonight. It started 8 minutes ago. We've been rabbiting. Shit! Sorry, Russ.
It's what's name's one, isn't it? It's
Nobes.
I thought that was tomorrow. I'm sure
I thought he put tonight in the message.
I thought he put tomorrow. Russ, clear it out for us, son. Did you put tonight or tomorrow? I'm pretty sure it was tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
I'm sure he put.
Mr. Budden, come on, tell me. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow.
I can't find it now.
I'm looking.
Oh, whatever.
I'm looking. Hang on. Pretty sure he said tomorrow. You keep an eye on the dude.
He'll jump in a minute.
He will. I'm going in though. Hang on. It was all the way back here.
Oh no, Happy's put tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's tomorrow. I thought it was
tonight.
Tomorrow. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was tomorrow.
Okay.
There you go. 9 p.m. Show on the channel tomorrow night about Nobes. 9
Oh, that's
p.m.
all right then.
So that's
I felt bad. I was going to go shit because I want to watch that.
Because I want to watch that. That's I definitely want to watch that.
Anyway,
did you just quickly talking to Mr. B? Did you sort out tickets yet for the show? For the show on the
I
other
haven't
side
yet.
Of the water?
No, I haven't.
Don't let me
Sorry.
down, because my mate's going to be there and he wants me to introduce myself to him.
What? Your mate from the pub that comes in?
No, Mr. Slater. He's told me he wants me to make myself known. As Russ turned around and said, "I'm quite a large bloke. It's unlikely that he'll miss me."
Fair enough.
And then what we can do, Rob, is we can we'll network and we'll I'll have to see if we can get some Forge from Iron cards made up and see if we can drop a little get these guys on our streams. See if we can
yeah, why not? Don't ask, don't get.
Well, I did ask and I didn't get, so don't matter. I love Mr. B, but he didn't like me that day.
Should we get stuck into the player ratings?
Yeah, let's do it. We've only been going an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, right.
What you got? Cup of tea?
She's just handed me a cup of tea. So let's get the player ratings done. Okay, so
You love it, don't you? Newbies.
I like
All the
pressing
new stuff.
buttons. Okay, so that is the starting 11. And you've got your hero and zero to use again, Duke, should you wish to do. So we'll start between the sticks. Mr. Fabianski, what did you make of his performance yesterday at the bridge?
Didn't have a lot to do that I really remember. There was no outstanding saves or big, like, other than the penalty, like huge moments.
He made a save in the second half as well from distance. I think it was from Kante, wasn't
it? Yeah. But there was, like, when you consider they had, 66.4?
Yeah.
They didn't do a lot with it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think they
give him a 7.
Was it 5? I think it's 5 shots on target, but that's not Fab's fault.
No, I'm not saying it is. But it's a 7. You know, yeah. I'll tell you what, Pat, they're cracking, and hopefully one day, once we get to a certain point, we can start selling them. It is an aim of ours to start getting some of them out there.
What's this? I love these indents. It's like an internet news channel. Why, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Burford. We aim to please.
Wow.
Right, so you're giving Fab a 7.
Fab a 7.
Okay.
2 good saves, penalty, and like you said, long day.
I'll go straight in, and we'll go with the guy that unfortunately has got the red card in front of him.
Put the S on him.
Mr. Dawson.
Put the S on him.
You're giving him your hero award despite the red card.
Yeah, listen, it could have been so much more. It could have been so different. You need to go move to front.
I know. Don't worry, I can't be asked.
Either that or Fabianski now looks like Tommy Cooper.
There you go.
Yeah, listen, it could have been so much worse. I think he made some absolutely amazing blocks. He defended like his life depended on it again. You know what I mean? He's sort of comment again on Twitter yesterday. You could get 80, but 40. You could get 40 Craig Dawsons for the same amount of money it cost to sign Harry Maguire. And I don't mean to be rude, but I'd rather have one Craig Dawson than one Harry Maguire. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Okay, and he's the recipient of your hero award.
He is indeed.
Okay, talk to me about Aaron Cresswell, who was deployed as a left-sided centre-back yesterday.
I personally don't think the two lads either side of Dawson did too much wrong yesterday, to be honest with you.
Yep.
You know, other than the goal, which was it's a pain in the arse because you're down to 10 men. Declan Rice kind of switches off a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know they for me a little bit unjustly get a winner. I'm going to give him both 7s.
Cresswell and Johnson.
Cresswell and Johnson. The same is to be said both sides. I don't think they did. What I will say is Johnson is either too far down the screen and needs to be moved up a bit, so he's level with his body. I don't know, is he level?
Hey, what?
Tell. He looks out of place compared to Cresswell. Cresswell looks higher up on the pitch.
Oh.
So it's just me being picky.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong. It's just because his arm's on the line and Cresswell's isn't. Yeah, I think they both played really well. As considering that it's not either of their natural positions. Couldn't really do much about the goal when you're down to 10 men.
Don't about useless, Trudge. I'd agree he's not been.
I mean, if he was useless against Everton with that free kick, could he be that useless more often? That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'll give him both 7s, mate. Same as I'll go Fab.
Okay. Club captain, Mark Noble.
7.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, his legs have gone. But he can still control the game. He can still dictate the way others play around him.
Yeah.
A bit like Dawson yesterday. There's that drive. Listen, the body might not be able to do what he wants it to do anymore, but the desire and the passion is still there to do it. And for me, that makes up for a lack of anything else.
Okay. I thought we had a quiet game myself. I thought the game kind of passed him by in a lot of senses.
No, listen, it wasn't about it. See, here's the kicker for me. It's not about what he does personally on or off the ball. It's how he commands his troops around him and his constant communication and, the talking to those in and around him to pick up the runners as they're going to be going. He might not be able to go with that runner that's coming down the side of him, but he will certainly tell Mass or Cress or Souček, Johnson or CHEWHU, the other side of him, fucking go with that man, and he will bark his orders. And it's that side of things for me that I really listen. He hasn't had his legs all season, probably maybe for the last season and this. But like I say, it's the way he commands his troops. It's the way that he leads. And, you can tell Declan Rice has learned a lot from that. His body's not willing, but the mind is still as sharp as attack when it comes to being aware of what's going on the pitch around him.
Okay. His central midfield partner then, Mr. Souček.
I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
Okay.
I think Pat I'm kind of in agreement in some places with what Pat says there. Again, he didn't look out of place playing alongside Mark Noble as opposed to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is in a way, a younger, fitter, more better. I don't want to say better because that sounds harsh on Noble, but
he is. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but Noble still has this. This is all still switched on with Nobes, and for what his body can't do. Whereas with Declan Rice, this is still there, but the body can still do it as well. If you know what I mean. So Souček didn't look out of place. Again, defended really well. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was Dawson that went down when I saw Souček go down. I was like, "I'll get out, don't worry about it." So I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Again, he was part of a side that did really well with 6 changes that really should have taken a point from Stamford Bridge if it hadn't been for, the red card. So, I can't argue with that too much.
Fair enough. I know where you're coming from, Pat. I do as well. I like to try anyway. Anyway, moving swiftly along.
Leaving now.
Talk to me about Arthur Masuaku, who's deployed at left wing back.
I don't remember seeing much of him.
No, me neither.
To be honest with you, listen, he wasn't poor, which pains me to say. I'm going to say
pains you to say. I'm glad.
No, it pains me to say because normally I'm sitting here going, like that, and I'm not today. So
you don't take that as being a good thing.
Mate, I don't know how to take it when it comes to Masuaku. Let's not lie, because there's one day that he's absolutely. Oh dear God, there's moments that he pulls stuff out of the bag once in a game that's outstanding. I refer back to Mendy's brilliant positioning for the Chelsea goal earlier this season. I go back to the Spurs game. I'm not sure if it was last year or the season before when he does that kind of flippy flap, and the ball's now over there and he's chasing it, in between 2 Spurs defenders. As Trod says, I'm actually going to go 7 because he didn't do anything bad. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to mark him.
So I'm
going to give him an extra point for not being shit. It would have been a 6, but I'm going to give him an extra point for not being Arthur Masuaku yesterday.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Talk to me about Vladimir CHEWHU then on the other wing.
I don't think he did bad either. Again, it wasn't a game where he didn't stand out. He wasn't. Again, Masuaku, as you put about Noble, the game didn't pass him by, but he was just there as another body, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? The goal came from his side of the pitch. The initial cross was on that side of the pitch.
Yes, it was. Yes.
So I'm going to give him a 6 for the cross for the goal coming in from his side. It sounds a bit harsh, but that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Okay. Pablo Fornals?
Nah, the game passed him by a lot.
Okay.
Hindsight, Lanzini would have been a better option in there. Lanzini's ball retention is better. And I've said this.
From the start or as a sub?
No, I wouldn't. No, from the start. From the start,
Okay.
Lanzini for me. Ball retention's better. We might have been able to keep control of the ball, a lot more. Lanzini's recycling of the ball. If there's not anything going forward, then we're going to come back. I think it was that bad. Yeah, 6. Yeah,
6?
I was going to say 6, but I kind of I just think I think we missed Lanzini in there. I think his ball retention's better, and I really hope to see him start on Thursday.
I'm fairly convinced he will. What do you think about the performance of Yama?
He tried.
Okay.
He ran, which
Good.
gives him an extra point than what he'd normally get. There seemed to be a bit of endeavour from him. There seemed to be a bit of he wanted to. It didn't. It's difficult because I felt that he. He tried. If I remember, he tried to play a very deft pass into Benrahma. It's only a little one. It was only a little deft pass. You could see that the brain was there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Benrahma wasn't on the same wavelength as I think it was down on the right hand side, and he went late. It was just a little deft pass down there, just a little one down the wing, and Benrahma stood still, and I was like,
"Did you call him a rude word? You did, didn't you?"
I didn't. I just said that's predictable.
Okay.
I actually the words I used was, "Well, that was predictable." I'm going to give Yama a 7, and the reason I'm going to give Yama a 7 is it would have been a 6, but there was a lot more running from him than I think I've seen from him in every game. I think he did more running yesterday than I've seen in every other game from him this season combined.
Yeah, probably to little effect. Well, not probably. It was to little effect. We didn't score a goal.
It was to little effect, but the drive, the determination, and the desire to impact the game, even in Budge. I do love that avatar. The desire was there to try and make something happen from him, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And that's in no part to the man that we're coming to now, to be honest with you.
Talk to me about your mate.
He's not a natural centre forward, Rob. And when you're coming up against someone like Thiago Silva, that ain't going to work. He was very, very lightweight. Do
you think that it might have been better off with Yama as the 9 and dropping Benrahma a bit deeper?
When I saw the players for the lineup, I honestly thought that he was going to be. I thought he was going to be deployed. Benrahma was going to be deployed where Yama is, and Yama obviously up top. Benrahma offered very little yesterday. I'm not going that bad.
She agrees with that.
I'm actually going to go a 5, but
okay.
Does
he get the Z?
No, I'm not giving one.
Are you not?
No, I'm not giving one.
Is that because they all work their socks off?
Yeah, they did. But Benny didn't. The Happy's nailed that there. She's nailed that. That's he looked like he was making his debut. Yeah, he looked like a youngster that was making his debut. He looked at 6.
Meepo or Becco?
He's not a striker, Rob, and he's certainly not a striker that you put up against. He's certainly not a striker that you put up against, or someone that you put up against the Thiago Silva, even an aging, was he 30?
36, 37, isn't
he? 37-year-old Thiago Silva still dominated him, considering that there's, almost
37,
12 years between them. Benrahma 25.
Oh, Benrahma's older than that, isn't he?
Or is he
27? I thought he's 26. Hang on.
There's still 10, 11 years between the two of them. And if that's the case...
is 26.
Yeah, so there's 11 years there. Benny should be... I mean, I'm not being funny, mate. When I was 37 and I was coming up against 18, 19-year-olds, I wanted to punch them in the face when I was playing. They weren't that top-level kind of players, but they were still faster, quicker, embarrassingly better than me, and I'd just end up kicking him. I personally think he should have been substituted earlier, Happy, and I personally think it should have been Antonio coming. Where's she pipe up from?
Nicola, hello.
She's obviously had enough of me.
No. We
moaning about Benny.
This is my cousin's other half.
I kind of gathered that the names are the same.
Yeah, we had a little chat on Saturday night, and she sort of said that she always watches us. And I said, well, why did you jump in the live chat? And she's like, she's jumped in the live chat for, as far as I'm aware, the first time.
Hello? I believe so. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you. But yeah, you just don't.
But you notice how she's disagreeing with her other half. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. There's dissension in the ranks.
I listen. I don't disagree with what Dave says. I personally think, and I can't remember who else said it. Trudge, possibly. His time's up. I'm sorry, Trudge. His time's up. If everyone's fit.
Yeah, it was Trudge.
He doesn't play now, as Happy says. Getting fed up with really not even subpar performances. Like he's not. It feels like he's just.
Do you think he knows that his time is up? So he's kind of just gone, fuck it.
But then
I'm not saying it's right.
Without being rude, you try and either play to change the manager's mind on that one, or.
But if you know that he ain't going to change his mind, you're not going to. But
you play for your next club. You play for your next contract, Rob, and at the moment, he ain't playing in the Premiership next season. He'd be lucky to play in the Championship next season. That's where I'm at. He's embarrassing. Like Trudge just said, he was outpaced by a 37-year-old.
Oh well, hang on. She's getting a lot of hellos.
This was unexpected.
Nice. This was unexpected.
It's not unexpected. We've got a wonderful fan base, Robert, on Fulham Iron. A wonderful fan base.
I know.
Bar one or two.
I know. She's got to start getting involved a bit more in the live chat now. She's had a reaction from the other live chat gremlins. That's her hooked.
But Happy, do you? Or Ian's right. He runs into brick walls of his own making. It boils down to, as I've said many, many times, I'm not saying he's not a talented player. He's probably one of the more talented players within our first team squad. But what I will say is he lacks footballing intelligence. I've said it over and over again on this channel. I've said it match after match after match that the guy plays in. He lacks footballing intelligence. He picks the wrong passes. He doesn't know when to, recycle the ball. I'm seeing more penetrating passes from my fucking centre back that got sent off on Sunday than I am seeing from my 27 million pound winger. It's ridiculous.
But you're still not going to give him your Z.
No.
I
Listen,
can't tempt you.
Listen, no one gets the Z
No.
no one gets the Z. The referee gets, or VAR man gets the Z.
Okay.
But no. Listen, the players out there, they deserve to come away with a point yesterday. They did. There's no two ways about it. They deserve to come away with a point. And Benny is part of that 11 that started that game and that deserved to, pick up that point. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that then brings us neatly on to the substitutes and the manager. So again, you can use your hero and or your zero award should you see fit. Talk to me about Manuel Lanzini.
Again, he came on for Benny and he struggled. For the simple fact is that every time we cleared the ball, he landed at the feet of a Chelsea player. And it came straight back. And you listen, I'd say the last 35 minutes were a game of essentially tennis. We'd knock the ball out and it had come back. We'd knock the ball out and it had come back. We'd knock the ball out.
I can't remember who said it. We had no out ball.
Right, I said it. We had no out ball. For me, the mistake was Ben Rama coming off for Lanzini or Yama coming off for Bowen when Antonio, for me, was
last 20 minutes, half hour.
Because he holds the ball up so well. If you bring in on Lanzini, you bring on Antonio. Give Antonio that run out to make sure that the Chelsea backline have got something to think about. And we didn't. So Lanzini, I'm going to give him a 6, 7. I'm going to give him a 7. The game did pass him by slightly, but again, it wasn't a fault of his own. I'm actually going to change that. I'm going to give him a 6. And Ian, yes, I agree with you, but I'm also in agreement with Happy.
Yeah. Hope for the best, but expect the worst, I guess, is the way to look at it.
Unfortunately, listen, if he comes on and fires us to the Europa League final by scoring a goal on Thursday that puts us 1-0 up, and then we go to Frankfurt and he picks out an absolute worldie to make it 2-1, and we go through. Listen, I'll sit there and I will praise the man to the hilt for 2 good games if he has those 2 good games. He's got to do that yet, and I've not seen anything other than possibly a Newcastle game at the start of the season that makes me think anything otherwise.
Okay. Declan Rice came on as a sub.
I'm going to give him a 6. I am going to give him a 6. He came on for Nobes. I'm not saying he doesn't have it in his locker, Ian. He just doesn't use it because of this. He has no footballing mentality.
He's playing all the right notes, just not necessarily in the right order.
I don't even think he's playing the right notes. He's playing the wrong notes in the right order. Declan Rice, I'm going to give a 6. He was at fault for the goal. He didn't pick his man up quick enough, and they scored the goal in the 93rd minute, I want to say, 92nd minute, something stupid like that. And we go on to lose. He gets a 6 for me.
Fair enough. Jared Bowen?
Before I do that, no, I don't think he looks like a player coming up for the Championship. Ben Rama, Bowen looked better than he did, despite the fact that he was the most sub player, I think, in the Premier League, let alone at West Ham in his first season. And you look at the others that have come out of the Championship that really, Ollie Watkins, that first season, hit around double figures in goals and everything else.
Simon.
Got himself, good evening, Simon. Got himself an England call up off of the back of it. That's right. We've already had one in the chat, Simon. It's fine.
It was very pleasant.
Fuck, we got 2 of them. So yeah, Bowen. Bowen. I'm going to give a 6.
Okay.
he couldn't do a lot to impact the game when we didn't have anyone as an outlet to be able to get him into more attacking positions. The ball was just being lumped forward and cleared, and Chelsea were bringing it back. If we'd had an Antonio that could hold the ball up to allow the likes of Lanzini, Fornells, Bowen to try and get into the game and start pushing that Chelsea back line back, you didn't have it. You are one, Simon. Yes, you are. You definitely are one of something.
that's him turning off and unsubscribing.
Listen,
Jesus,
Mr. McCready has been here from the off, so I'm not gonna. I've got a lot of time for that, man.
He has. He's a good lad, despite his club allegiances. But we'll leave that one there. No, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. Nobody's perfect, so it is what it is. The main man, Mr. Moyes.
I'll give him a 10.
Okay.
I think he got it. And listen. He very, very nearly got it. Very right.
Are you basing that mark out of 10 not just on this match, but on the fact that he's possibly trying to achieve for Thursday?
No. He got that. He got yesterday. He very, very, very nearly got yesterday perfectly.
Look what you've done. I apologise, Simon. Please.
He very nearly got yesterday spot on. It was a red card that you couldn't really factor in.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Which meant he got everything near enough spot on yesterday. He made the changes. We nearly got the point. He used the rotation in the right way, ready for Thursday. So in essence, you could say yes. I'm kind of basing it on the fact that he used the rotation correctly. Not just that, but the tactics nearly got us the point at Chelsea that I felt we were good for. But a red card and a 92nd, 93rd minute goal kind of scuppered that. So, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he set that up right. You can't factor in. All right, you could say I take half a point off of him because he didn't bring on Antonio. But we're not doing half points. So he gets to 10. He very nearly got it all right for us to get that point at. Sorry. We nearly very, very nearly got that point that we so richly deserved.
Fair enough. If he gets a 10, does that mean he's your hero? Would I be?
Yeah, stick the hero on him. Yeah, go on.
So you're going to give him the hero. Oh, hang on. No, that's the wrong one. There you go. Yeah. There he is.
I think
so. None of these three get the 0, no?
No one gets a 0. No one gets a 0 in that game.
Okay. Fair enough. So Mr. Moyes is the recipient of your substitutes bench / coach hero award.
Yep.
And Mr. Dawson, despite a red card, despite giving away a penalty, I agree with you. I think he was magnificent. I really do.
Well,
he was absolutely superb. Obviously giving away a penalty and getting yourself sent off in the last knockings. But it is what it is. It's like what he probably didn't have a choice. It was either that or Lukaku's turned him. He's through on goal. He's going to get a shot away. Probably going to make Fabianski work at the very least. He probably didn't have a choice in what he did.
Listen, put yourself in his position.
Up to that point, he was absolutely brilliant.
Listen, I played centre-back for many years, and I don't make Dawson wrong for what he did. Another day, another referee doesn't pull out a red card there. Well, the referee didn't pull out a red card.
Yeah.
Oh, shitbag on the VAR. So have another look and, shut up. He's given the yellow card. Leave it at that. That's the referee's on-field decision.
It's a clear and obvious error, though, by the letter of the law, isn't it?
No, again, I don't. Wow, I thought the penalty was a clear and obvious error. I thought it was outside the box. Maybe that one was. But hey, listen, we can't change.
Let's have a look at this. Let's find some reasons to be cheerful. We're 7th. We're
when did our goal difference get so shit?
It's better than Man United's. It's better than
Yeah,
Wolves.
it's not better than Wolves. Wolves have got a better goal difference than us.
No, they ain't. They got +4. Look.
No, theirs is -4, ours is -8, or am I reading that wrong?
You're reading it wrong. Ours
Okay,
is
that's the
+8.
blurred screen then. That's yeah, no, that's fine. I thought that was a blurred screen.
Look,
It
I'll
looks
go
like a
full
minus.
screen just for you. Is that better?
No, I'm not even joking. Oh my word. I'm going to send you a.
You need to stop wanking, mate.
No, look, I'm going to send you. Oh, now it looks like a plus. You don't go fuck
See?
yourself. No, my screen's just locked in HD. So yeah, now it's come up for. Yeah, go back one comment. Thank you, Ian. Man talks sense. Told you.
Listen, whatever we think, the penalty was.
Pat, listen,
and it was
maybe if it wasn't Cresswell, go back to Pat's comment. If it wasn't Cresswell and it was maybe Usain Bolt, he wouldn't have been the last man back. But it was Cresswell, and I don't think he's covering. I don't think he's getting there.
No,
but I look at that, Rob. Right, shut your noise, woman. Yeah, you know what? It must be. I think you're pretty. She started it. Rob, tell her. As I said earlier, Wolves have got three hard games in their 5. They've got Brighton and Norwich. Brighton ain't an easy game, let's be honest. So you could say they've got 3 hard games in Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United.
Man City.
The
only thing I would say is that the game against Man City's at Molineux, the game against Chelsea's at Stamford Bridge, the game against Liverpool's at Anfield, and Brighton and Norwich have got to go to Molineux.
Let's take a look at those 3 teams that you've just mentioned then. City and Liverpool are still duking it out, right, for that top spot. Chelsea, if you can go back a page there for me, Rob, go back to the table, sorry.
Of course.
Chelsea are now fighting. Well, they're not really fighting with Arsenal, but that's still going to be they can go 8 points clear with 3 games left. There's still a chance that can go wrong. So they do need to pick up the points in that game.
Chelsea?
Yeah. If Chelsea lose the game in hand.
Well, there's their games.
Arsenal on a run of that. I hate the fact that the cup final is not the last game in the domestic calendar.
I agree.
I hate it.
Yeah, don't like it. I also don't like the fact, look at the time it kicks off. 4:45.
Yeah, it's a 3 o'clock kick.
3 o'clock, mate.
All day long, Rob. All day long on a Saturday, that's a 3 o'clock kick.
But yeah, Chelsea are away at Man United, away at Everton. That could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
They are at home against Wolves, away against Leeds. The FA Cup final obviously isn't part of the Premier League fixtures. They've got a home fixture against Leicester City. That could be interesting.
We need Chelsea to win that. We actually need Chelsea to beat Wolves, and we actually need Chelsea to beat Leicester.
Yeah.
Because if you go back again to the table, what we're saying earlier is at the moment it's between us and United for that 7th place. Now, if Wolves win that game in hand, all of a sudden what you're looking at is it's then a 3-way for that 7th place. And we don't need to be pulled into that. Newcastle, their goal difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with what Gio said, and I was watching a bit of what Gio said on his channel earlier about Eddie Howe deserves so much more credit than he's actually getting for turning that team around. From relegation candidates 4 games ago to being 9th in the Premier League. Love a 3-way, Tom, but I really don't think we need to be getting involved in one right now. That 3-way is literally like a 3 straight man 3-way. That's not one that we want. They can if it's the right ones, Pat. What is happening in this chat? Happy! Stop it.
Hold on. Why are you asking what's happening in this chat? 2 days ago? What was it? You was
Becca started that.
No.
But
you could have kept quiet, but oh no.
Yeah, that's not the point. Started by someone else, continued by me.
Exactly.
These 2 crocs.
Sending me all these.
To be fair though, Happy, that's not a problem because that's me with 2 rubbers. Just saying.
Jesus.
The Crocs, Robert. They're rubber sandals. That's what I meant. Anyways, yeah. If if Wolves can get that game in hand, it suddenly becomes a 3-team chase for that 7th place. I don't want to see us get involved in that. Again, Chelsea have got to go there, City have got to go there, Liverpool have got to go there. So Chelsea can do us a huge favour straight off the bat by that being their game in hand and winning that, which keeps them back where they are. Then they've got to face the other top 2. Well, all right, we've got to play City, we've got to play Arsenal. Arsenal are going to have an 8-day rest between, their last game and us. But unfortunately, that's the downfall of being successful in Europe, which right now we're being. Which is
price
right
of
now,
success. Agreed.
Which is what we want.
Do you want to have a look at Man United's fixtures as well?
Hang on. What is she saying me too happy for? Is she saying about when she said about
she's saying she's
her halo?
Why is she getting the blame? She's got a halo, and Rebecca's saying that she has to.
It's past 9 o'clock, isn't it, Robert?
It is.
You both can go fuck yourselves.
What, with one of them things that you sent me on that WhatsApp? With one of them.
Malt's tongue, was that what you had? No, we're not doing this. Show me Man United's fixtures.
Okay, I'll show you Manchester United's fixtures.
No,
so there they are. So they have got a home tie against Chelsea. They are also at home against Brentford.
I'll tell you what, Chelsea are gonna want that because, as I said earlier, the fact that Arsenal are on their arsehole for that 3rd place, and then on the back of that, I don't think Tottenham are going to get 3rd, but Arsenal could get 3rd place, which obviously then makes a difference to what round they join the Champions League in, if I'm right, doesn't it?
Think so.
I think they miss out a qualifying round, which means they play 1 game less. They miss out that first set of qualifying rounds or 2. Yeah. So Arsenal are going to want 3rd place. So Chelsea are going to have to win that on Thursday, actually.
Which was this, the Man United one?
Man United Chelsea. Is that?
That's Thursday.
That's Thursday coming, isn't it?
Frankfurt.
Okay, I'm going to have to keep one eye on that then because that has huge ramifications. What? Sorry.
She's telling you off.
Oh, sorry, Sahil. Have you logged in under Becca's account or what? So yeah, Duke's poor. We're gonna have to keep one eye on that because are you saying you're pure and simple, or are you like the singer? That's the wolf's head for Crocs. Oh God. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. That looked. Yeah, I'm not sticking anything
that
near
looked
that.
Awful. I ain't putting my Hampton in that. You got to be joking.
So yeah, that Chelsea are going to want to win that. Brentford ain't an easy game. They're being a pain in the arse to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Brighton, you've only got to ask Spurs about Brighton and how difficult it is to go to the Amex. It's a bastard place to go to this season. Palace, you'd like to think Man U have got that one. And then last game of the season, what? That ain't right. No, that's not that Man U Liverpool isn't. That's got to be some sort of
that's a pre-season friendly. Ignore that.
Not pre-season
12th of July. Yeah. That's not part of the list.
So then that last game of the season against Palace, it's for me it's us and them if the results go as you'd think to.
Did you want to have a look at Spurs?
I don't think they matter too much to us, but we'll put it up because there might be that there's a couple of. They've got Leicester.
Yeah, home against Leicester, away against Liverpool.
That keeps Leicester away from us, so that's important.
Yeah,
that ain't important. Well, it's important for Liverpool. That's important for a possible top 4 finish, and then the other 2 games are irrelevant to us, really.
Yeah.
So we're not.
I think we're Burnley could give them a problem.
Well, but again, I do think they're irrelevant games to us and that kind of because I don't think we're catching Spurs. Go back to the table for me.
Of course.
I don't think we're catching Spurs. 58. Yeah, I think 6 points. They've got a game in hand. That's 9 points. I think that's a bit of a stretch for us to be pushing for them or even Arsenal. So we've got to be looking at 6th and 7th, really.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you. So I think we're pretty much done now. We've been going for an hour and 45.
Yeah.
Is there anything more you want to add?
No, I mean, before we go live on Wednesday and talk about Thursday night's game, as I say, I think Moyes got everything bang on. The apple cart was upset by the sending off, not necessarily the penalty because it was saved. So you can't. You have to take that away from obviously the outcome of the game. But the red card obviously has a significant outcome on obviously what happened. But Moyes for me made all the right decisions prior to the game. I think he got maybe one thing wrong in the game, which would have been the Antonio substitution.
Cheers, Pat.
But other than that, I think I thought we were good for a point. And now I've calmed down and I look at it. If you turn around and said to me, lose against Chelsea with a last-minute goal, but beat Frankfurt 2 or 3-0 on Thursday, bring on Frankfurt.
No one will remember the fact we went to Stamford Bridge and lost 1-0, but people will remember if we beat.
Oh yeah.
Frankfurt. If we go and blow them away 3-0 and have a half in the final.
Yesterday will be a very distant memory on Thursday if we win. It won't matter. Yeah. It won't matter. That's 1 foot in the final. And as I've said before, and I probably will say again on the preview, Rob, come here. We can win the Europa League. I didn't say it out loud. Don't tell anyone. Make sure keep
you didn't say we're going to. You said we could, and we're in the last 4. So of course we can.
You know what, Tom? You know what? I am as well, mate. I really think we can. I mean, should we go another hour and do the preview now?
No.
I'm ready to talk. No, I mean we're going. We'll go live 8:00 Wednesday. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll have a discussion with all you beautiful people if you manage to get tickets, and we'll work out times and stuff if people want to meet up. Because obviously, I'm going to be leaving here.
We go to the boats.
I'm gonna book 4 tickets for the boats because obviously I've got obviously my brother, his wife, and obviously my brother-in-law.
That's the Hammers Chat boats. In case anyone's watching and thinking what boats, they're right the opposite side of the bridge to the aquatic centre.
I'm gonna jump on there just because. Listen, Becca, what
are you using that Duke's paw again?
Duke's paw. In whatever you're doing in your privacy of your own home, you don't need to ask our permission. If you're talking about the football, tickets are sold out, darling. I'm sorry. Happy. I will see you when I throw you in the canal. If you carry on. I'm going to have a look. If they are. I'll end up at the Heineken DJ booth. Happy, are you going Carpenters first? What's going on? We'll discuss this on Wednesday. Come on, let's not. They're just little attention to detail, little ones that we can, we'll iron this out on Wednesday.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll end it there, my friend. I'll just give the good people that are watching before they disappear off to bed and get themselves ready. Please don't forget to like, comment on, and share the stream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And hit that bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, we thank you very much indeed.
We do. Have you got a sexy outro for us, Robert? Or is it the same new one that we had the other day?
Did I? I think I played it the other day. I'm sure I did.
So. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Can you see my Tony Carr book in the background? Look?
I can.
Looks good on this.
Can.
We just need to clear the rest of this shit out over here. Look. Just got to get rid of that crap, and then we'll have a banging background.
Duke.
Yes.
Before I hit end broadcast, I've got to do my usual. What are we?
We are fucking massive.
That'll do me. Come on, you Irons.
Are you Irons?